Okay, 7th graders, let's go through how to write the prime factorization of a number. What does you think? Who remembers what this means, the prime factorization? Does anyone remember what that means? Matt?
Does it have something to do with like prime numbers?
Yep, using prime numbers. Good. We're going to use prime numbers
To divide and multiply and get the answer.
Okay. Well, we're just going to multiply to, when we are writing a prime factorization, it is what does that word mean? What do you think that means? What's the formula for water? Jack? H2O. What does it mean?
H twice.
Andreas?
Two of the atoms are hydrogen and this is one element of oxygen.
Good. Yep. 2 hydrogen atoms, 1 oxygen atom. And that's called a formula, right? This is the factorization, and it's the formula of prime numbers that make a composite number. So we're going to have to find the prime numbers that are in a composite number and then write them down. And instead of indicating that there's like 2 atoms, you're going to use exponents to tell you how many of the prime numbers to use. Okay? So remember, a prime number is one that has only 2 factors, one in itself. What's the smallest prime number? Tate? 1. Is 1 a prime number? It's actually not, because it only has 1 factor.
2.
So, yeah, 2 is the smallest prime number, right? 1 times 2 is the only way you can make the number 2. But what's special about the number 2 is that it's the only even prime number. Every other even number is positive. Why?
Because you can add in the even to this.
Not add, but you can divide it by.
Yeah, the realities.
You can divide every other even number by.
Like 7 and 9.
Yes, but those aren't even.
I know. This is all the odd.
You can divide every other even number by 2. So every other even number is a composite number. 2 is the only even prime number. Right? So, a composite then is the opposite of a prime. Composite is a number that's made up of more than 2 factors. Like the number 30 has 2 times 3 times 5. These are all prime numbers. And these are the prime numbers you use to make the number 30. There's no other prime numbers in that. That's it. So this is the formula for 30. 2 times 5. Sorry, 2 times 3 times 5. Look at it.
How do you find a prime number?
You find a prime number by checking to see if it's divisible by any other numbers.
What numbers?
Well, remember the first lesson we learned about the rules for dividing. So, for example, if a number ends in a 0 or a 5, is it a prime number? Only 5. The number 5 is a prime number, but any other number that ends in 5 is divisible by 5, right? So then that's a composite number. That can't be a prime number. So you have to go through and just kind of eliminate the possibilities when you're finding to see if it's prime. You can check the rules. Is it even? If it's even, then it's divisible by 2. If the sum of the digits are a multiple of 3, then it's divisible by 3. And 4, you know, all those rules. Rules for 4 and 5 and 9. 8, 10, go on. Okay? Prime factorization then. So prime factorization, it's like the recipe for making a number, or it's the formula for making a number. Write this down. Here's how you find the prime factorization. Yep, these are the steps. You make a factor tree. And you factor the number all the way down so that there are only prime numbers that are around the outside of your factor tree. So you factor it all the way down so all you have left are prime numbers. And you circle those prime numbers so that you don't forget any of them when you're writing your formula. Because you have to use all of your prime factors and you write them in numerical order with exponents, if the exponent is greater than 1. So if it's 1 or, well, if it's 1, you don't have to write it. You can just write the number. But if there are 2 prime numbers in the formula, in the recipe, then you use exponents. Now, how do you find these numbers, class? Look, how would you find these numbers? The first set. Let me start over on this. So let's say that we're starting and you're given the number 825. Where do you start to find the prime factorization? Peter?
Try to find a number that is divisible by.
Yeah. Find a number that this is divisible by. It's not even, so it's not divisible by 2. That's the easiest one to check. But it's divisible by 5 because it ends in a 5. So then you can either use your calculator or you can divide it out. And this is 5 times, who remembers? 165, yep, it was just there.
Yes, I am.
Okay, now can you stop there?
No.
No, because this is not prime. You know this isn't prime. You can divide it by 5 again.
Either it's 7.
5 and 33. Thank you.
Now divide by 3.
How do you know this is divisible by 3?
It ends in 3. It ends in a 3.
It ends in a, well, no, it ends in a
Because
6.
we know the 3 sums.
There's
3,
2
6,
things.
9, 12, 15, 18, 24.
Okay, okay.
You should end it 3 by 3.
Calm down, it's not right.
Right now.
Okay. It is divisible by 3.
Only goes to 10.
This is one of your basic facts. 11 times 3, okay? And if it ends in 3, you need to add it to the other number and then check to see.
Still the other side's hard.
Yep.
Yet.
Now, are these all prime?
No.
11?
11 is.
5 and 5. Are those prime?
No.
That's not prime.
5, 5, and 3.
5 is prime.
No, you can divide by 5.
It's a prime.
And what else?
1. Yeah, that's right. That's
So if you can only divide it by 2 numbers, 1 in itself, then it is prime. Okay? Prime doesn't mean you can't divide it by any numbers. Prime means you can only divide it by itself and 1. Okay? So these are prime, aren't they? And then you write down the formula. And you have to put the formula in what? What does it say again, Olivia? Numerical order.
Do you do like decimal or like, do you do a comma? Do you write them in numerical order?
You use a time sign, which in algebra is the dot. It's not the X. Okay? So 3 times 5 squared times 11. Prime factorization. Any questions on this? Everyone remember how to do this? So, go to page 193 you're going to do 1 through 16 of those, okay? 1 through 16. Yeah, that's not that much. The first part is just telling if it's prime or composite.
Yeah, but we also have another assignment that you just gave.
I know, but it's really not that much.
Wait, so what's the page number?
The one I just told you.